Chapter 10 of Emma Ballard in the Crystal Book. This chapter is called Another Present. Flo needed to find the game for the party. She delighted in each and every step that led the way up to the attic, each tiled with scenes from the sea. Whimsical shaped windows along the outside wall illuminated the detailed artwork. A bit out of breath, she pushed open the aqua door, rounded at the top with a latch of a seahorse. The brass handle, cool to her touch, opened effortlessly to the top room of the Cobb Manor, higher than any other. Slag glass windows filtered soft light, drawing her eyes to blood-red panes of glass, each etched with a design of nature. A tree, a frog, a fish, on and on. It delighted her sense of sight each time she stepped into this special place that stored so many magical things. In scanning the many shelves for the game, she could not help but marvel at how she never had to dust anything. A true miracle indeed, especially for her, for she would most likely be the one to have to do that too. She mused perhaps fairies and the night took on the job. In spying the game on the shelf, she tried but could not reach it. Bryce must have put it away last. Without a step stool around, she nimbly made her way back downstairs to find Fry. "Fry, I need your help, please," she called out, spying him in the hallway. He held up a mermaid piñata, made with 2 tails instead of 1. "It turned out really nice, Flo." "I think so too. Put her here on the bench, please. I need your assistance in the attic. It won't take long." And at the attic steps, Fry too admired them. He ran his hand on the beautifully carved handrail. "I know who did this fine work. I read all about the craftsmen and women who built this manor. It's in the Ballard history book I found. Quite interesting reading." "I would love to read that book all about this house. Anything about fairies in it?" Flo asked, pointing to the high shelf where the game lay. Fry reached up effortlessly, handing her the wooden carved box engraved with a blue dolphin on the front of it. "Definitely, Flo. Many ancient clans indeed. Oh, I forgot to open these." Thrusting open the windows, garden fragrances drifted in on the breeze. Ah, the roses rule the scents. He pulled out a bandana to shine a smudgy spot on the ancient brass telescope that stood pointing out to sea. "What a view from here. You can see far out to the ocean through this." He adjusted the ancient original Gregorian scope for clarity. "Oh, I see our friend. 10 tentacles reaching up out of the sea, holding a seahorse on the end of each of them. Oh, the seahorses have wings. Off they go. They're flying." He lowered the scope for Flo. "What do you see, Flo?" "I see whales spouting bubbles and dolphins leaping with mermaids and mermen riding on their backs, popping the bubbles. Oh, birds are flying out of the pop bubbles. How wonderful." Fry gave a sound like one makes to encourage a horse to speed up its gait. "Pretty cool." Flo's extra big smile revealed her perfect teeth. "For sure. Thank you for the quick adventure out to sea, but now I must get back to work, and you must show me the book you read about the house. Where did you find it?" "Oh, in an old box up here when I was looking for something. I have it in my room. When I'm finished with it, I will put it in the library where it truly belongs. It must have been hidden up here for ages." "Well, why wasn't it in the library?" "That's what I wondered." Flo gave the ancient scope a pat, picked up the game, and headed down the stairs. Fry stooped to take one more peek through the telescope. He grabbed his back as he straightened up. "Oh, Flo is so short." He hummed a little tune to himself and closed the door and danced down the steps. Lovely two-tailed mermaids leaping this time. Grabbing the piñata to show Emma, he held it up for her to see. "Do you like it?" "It's perfect. But why 2 tails?" Emma asked. "Mermaids just have 1 tail. I've never heard of a mermaid with 2 tails. They're all over this place in pictures." "I think they are a secret society. Don't tell me you have never heard of them with all the stories your grandmother has told you." Fry asked. Before Emma could say another word, he whisked the piñata away to the garden so he wouldn't have to face any more questions. Emma's eyebrows furrowed. She wondered about the secret society of mermaids. Beastie jumped up in her lap and rubbed up against her chin. Emma licked her fingers clean so she could run them through the cat's soft fur. I am not alone. I have you, my purry pretty one. Flo slid the library doors closed behind her and knew exactly where to hang the dolphin on the wall, right where it had always hung in the past, and the holes for the tack still easy to find. Her attention turned to admire the many globes around the room. She touched her own globe, gazing into it as it began to glow. The fountains within flowed water as if it were real, a real dolphin fountain. The dolphins wore crowns like the fountain of her youth. The fountain of her youth, identical to the one the Ballards had found her sitting by so long ago at the orphanage. Removing her hand, the water stopped running. Flo smiled and paused to gaze at herself in a full-length mirror gilded with ornate, hand-carved fairies holding flowers. She touched her cheeks, approving of her reflection. I do feel younger. Fry busied himself attaching the mermaid piñata to the maypole. He had promised Emma he would take her to the garden bed and have her braid the ribbons for the maypole after lunch. Emma had grown tired of dipping strawberries, and after 70 of them proclaimed that there were enough for the party. Well, she had actually made more than a few had found their way to her tummy. She looked forward to getting back to her garden bed and hoping to see Cayenne again. She smiled, happy to see Fry return. Have you eaten enough lunch yet, Emma? He asked. She nodded. Oh, I really do want to get to my garden bed. He gulped a glass of milk. Let's go then. Beastie jumped down and Emma held up her arms. See you later, Mama. I'll be in the garden. Adele didn't answer. Sometimes she doesn't hear me, Emma whispered into Fry's ear. Well, there's many times you haven't heard her speaking to you either. We all get absorbed in what we're doing sometimes. He had some experience of that with his own. Fry stooped over to let Emma pick some lavender. They broke up the flowers for the fragrance on the garden bed, scattering them all around on the pressed linen. He pointed to the pile of ribbons and explained to braid them by using the headboard, and there would be 12 in all. I will be back to check on you later. Thank you. I am happy here, Emma said, sprinkling the rest of the lavender flowers. Tying 3 of the super long ribbons to the headboard, she braided and braided. Laughter and talking along the path from the lodge distracted her. It was Robert and Gabe. Gabe waved. Look at the ponies! Silva, Sadie, Sue, and Slick, Emma squealed. Gabe paraded them around in front of her. Emma clapped and reached out to them. You are gorgeous! Gabe strutted by her, puffing out his chest. I know. Silly, I mean the ponies, Emma laughed, wishing she could jump on and hug their necks. She sat back in dismay, yet happy they were there. Robert unhooked the ponies and took off to help Fry. The ponies pranced about a bit and then wandered off to graze. They would pull the brightly painted cart to bring the children from the covered bridge to the lily pond for the party. Gabe helped Emma finish braiding the last of the ribbons. Do you think there could be real fairies, Gabe? Come on, I'm almost 12, you know. I'm not supposed to believe in that stuff anymore. He smiled with a sheepish grin. But I still do. He pulled a small red-eared slider from his pocket. Here, an early present. I found him on the path. He has a hurt leg, but Grandpa says he'll be all right. Emma placed the little turtle in her hand ever so carefully. He peeked his little head out at her. What will you call him? Gabe asked, betting it would begin with the letter P. I will call him Piccolo. He is adorable. Priscilla, Piccolo, Penelope, Princessa. You like names that start with P, don't you? He will love the lily pond, but we have to heal his leg first. It's really hurt, Gabe said with an air of expertise. Robert came down the path with Fry carrying tables and chairs. "Here's a home for your little turtle," Robert said. Gabe jumped up and grabbed the small box. He pulled up a handful of grass to line the bottom and handed it to Emma. She ever so gently placed little Piccolo inside. "Thank you, Gabe. I adore him. Fry, I named him Piccolo." Fry peeked in the box. "Ah, little turtle. There are some just like him in this pond. I see you have finished the ribbons. I will put them on the maypole in the morning, and it will be a perfect for your party. And so will the weather. One more round of chairs and tables, and it will be time to get you up to the house. I could stay here all night, but I am thirsty. Well, let me take you up now." Gabe brought Piccolo, and they meandered up the path to the house singing. Fry sat Emma on the corner of the sink to wash her hands and left. Gabe put Piccolo's box by the sink and went to help Fry. Seeing Emma alone, Adele rushed over, afraid for her to be balanced on the counter by herself. "See my Piccolo, isn't he cute? Gabe gave him to me. He is darling. Here, let's give him some water." She placed a small saucer in the box and tried to help Emma wash her hands. "I'm not a baby anymore. I can do it myself, Mama," Emma said. Flo walked in. Emma pointed to the crystals on the windowsills. "Flo, Piccolo has a hurt foot. Can you help him, please? I will have to use one that works for reptiles, and I will do that later, I promise." Emma had to be happy with that, for she knew Flo never broke a promise. "They are not going to be back, are they?" Emma asked as her mother carried her to the table. "No, sweetie. Your father and uncle, they probably are not. But what they are doing is very important. Remember, you are one of the Ballard bloodlines, so be brave and strong." Emma nodded. "I am really thirsty." Flo had already a glass ready for her, a glass of lemonade, and asked if she liked it, for she had made several gallons for the party. Emma gave a thumbs up. "We used clover honey," Adele said. Emma slammed her glass down. "It's perfect, Mama. Did you or Aunt Gabby go to sea camp?" Adele gave her a quick glance of disapproval, pointing to Emma's glass. "Don't slam your glass down. No, we didn't go to sea camp. It's only for the direct bloodlines. We married into the clan." Robert, Fry, and Gabe returned to wash up. "What's this question about sea camp?" Grandfather asked. "How did you like sea camp, Grandpa?" Emma asked, trying to catch him off guard. "You have to experience it yourself before we can discuss it. You already know that." Gabe sat down and slurped at his soup. "Good try, Emma." "Don't slurp," Gabby insisted. "Table manners are important when you eat with others. I remember my grandmother had to sit so straight at the table, and if anyone slouched, a broomstick was put across their back and their arms around it to make them sit up straight with their back and shoulders." Gabe frowned at the thought. "Well, how could they eat like that?" "They didn't, so they learned to sit up straight at the table so they wouldn't go hungry. And when you stirred your glass with a spoon, when adding sugar or honey, you never made a clanking sound, and children were seen and not heard at the table." "Gabby, you do have wonderful table manners, but I am glad that is not the case at our table, because I love hearing what the children have to say. But I must say I do not like to see someone talking with their mouth full," Adele added firmly. Emma gulped her bite of bread. "Well, I'm glad I can talk at the table. Almost everything is ready for the party, and I can't wait to see everyone that is coming." "Oh, so who's all invited?" Gabe asked. Emma went through the list. "Well, let's see. Britta and Joaquin, Sarah and Michael, Hannah, Heather, Anna and Josh, and Mabel, and their parents, of course." Gabe made a face. "Did you have to invite Mabel? Ugh, she is always flirting with me and stands too close to me." Emma grinned at Gabe, making a face. "She likes you." "Well, I don't like her," Gabe frowned. "She never leaves me alone. She likes to arm wrestle." "Well, it's my party, and I can invite who I want to, so there." Robert interrupted. "That's enough. It's time to get you to bed." Emma Let me say goodnight to Piccolo, please, Emma begged. Gabe obliged and brought her the little turtle. I wish Grandmother would come for my party, Emma whispered to Piccolo. Adele and Flo glanced at each other and smiled without Emma taking notice. Robert swooped her up. I can't believe you're almost 10. It seems like yesterday that we were holding you in our arms as a little baby. Yes, 10 years old and can't walk anymore, Emma sighed. Flo held one of her crystals to Emma's forehead. There, now, off to bed with you. You have a big day tomorrow, Flo said. Emma clung to her grandpa. Yes, and I will play the happy game. Now you remember you are a Ballard, and Ballard women are brave and strong and don't pity themselves. Why, there are so many children less fortunate in this world, and someday I will take you to our orphanages in the faraway big cities where children have no family, no parents, and then you will see how fortunate you really are. Oh, I don't feel happy. I want to get better. Then believe. Wish for it. Just believe. Emma didn't respond. Her eyes closed. She wished as hard as she could, and Robert laid her on the bed and tiptoed out of the room. Beastie jumped right on Emma's belly. Oh, Beastie, you always know when I need you. They snuggled till Beastie had enough and moved to curl up on the chair by the bedside. Emma changed into her nightie and brushed her teeth. Flo had left a bowl and a glass of water for her to do so. Excited that tomorrow would be her big day, she would learn one of the Ballard secrets, and she blurted out, What could the secret be? You will know tomorrow, Adele surprised her, holding a brush. Mama, it's hard to wait. Can't I know the secret now? It's close enough. Nope, you have to wait till tomorrow. Here, let me brush out your hair, Adele insisted and pulled through the tangles. Ow, that hurts, Emma snapped. I'll be more gentle. I think it's best we let your hair grow long again, and then I can braid it at night to keep the tangles out. Emma gazed at her mother's with a guilty look. I guess I shouldn't have cut it myself. Oh, I think all girls cut their hair. I did mine. My mother had a fit and grounded me for a week. Adele pulled Emma's face up to hers. You see, you got off easy. I didn't even ground you. But I do miss braiding your hair at night. I'm sorry I did that. I do hate these tangles. Well, it will grow out soon enough. The two of them snuggled down into the covers, and Emma listened to her mother's lovely voice reading about 3 children who brought a forgotten garden back to life and helped make a little boy believe in himself. Emma soon slipped off into dream world, wanting to believe in herself. Adele closed the book and stole out of the room, and many things still needed to be done for the party. She hoped there would be news from the twins, but she knew the remoteness of the area. There most likely would be none. Adele broke down in front of Flo and Gabby. I just can't take this much longer. I can't. When that black hole finds Emma in a portal dream, the chances of her being lost to us forever is tearing me apart. I don't want to lose her too. Adele put her head in her hands and sobbed so hard her shoulders shook. Where does such a thing come from? Why, my little girls? Flo tried to comfort her. It's in the Ballard bloodline, and you knew that when you married. That is what the evil thing is trying to do, make you weak. We have to think positive. Gabby hugged Adele. From now on, we must be all strong for Emma and each other till she gets to sea camp. Adele sniffled, putting a tissue to her nose. What would I do without you two? You are my strength. I must keep faith in positive thinking. You have strength beyond your knowledge, Flo assured her. You must dig deep within yourself to tap into it, that's all. Flo handed them each a crystal. Here, hold these. These are the best nightcaps ever. Their cheeks blushed and their worries faded away, and they began to giggle like schoolgirls. And with renewed energy, they finished the last-minute preparations. Chintz china, bright and colorful, the perfect setting, would deck the table. Flo pulled out the box of sterling cake forks that had been made by Tiffany Company. These will do just fine, Adele. Did you polish the silver? Adele smiled mysteriously. I never polish the silver. Never have to. There must be some silver polishing fairies around the manor. Among many others, Flo added with a grin. Soon the three of them, satisfied with everything in order, yawned. Gabby yawned the biggest, rubbing her shoulders. I am off to the lodge. It's been a long day. See you in the morning. Stepping slightly on the moonlit cobblestone path, the distant light shone, its wax-winged gibbous phase. Oh, I hope they get back soon. Adele snuggled Emma, sharing positive energy. She semi-drifted off to sleep with visions of the beautiful garden party for her little girl. Just one more night and her baby would be off to sea camp, where the black hole of her portal dreaming could not take her. Just one more night. Chirping crickets and croaking calls of male frogs and toads, in contrast to the soft hoot of the owl in the old oak tree, echoed nighttime. Whisperings of mermaid songs swept from the sea with the lull of lapping waves on the shore. The lovely sounds of the summer's evening filtered to the manor, a nature's lullaby.